Altersphere comes out tomorrow morning, and I still haven't done my final card review, so let's do it now. Crisp Pumpkinhead, 3.33 for Shadowcraft. Last word, summon a ghost if it is your turn. Read that out of order. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. Yeah, it seems okay. 333, great stat line, good effect. Okay, resurrect on Osiris. These 333s have not been seeing a lot of success in the game lately. Think about High Seas Hero, Rule and I. But I feel like this effect is a little more impactful. Speaking of, we also have the Angel of the Iron Steed. Again, another 333, Portalcraft card this time. Put an Analyzing Artifact and an Ancient Artifact into your deck. Both really decent artifacts you want in your deck in the early game. So this seems like it could see play. Currently competes with the 3.23 Tutor card for that slot, but both these artifacts are pretty good, so might be just a solid on-curve option, especially if you can just start going ham, laying down analyzings, getting a huge board, and just a 3.33 body seems like it could help with that. Again, I'm not exactly a Portal expert, though. Don't have too much experience with Artifact Portal, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, these cards seem pretty alright. Moving along, Lila, Arborist, 1.11 for Forest, Fanfare, give 1/1 to another allied follower with at least 4 attack. Enhance 4, give +1/+1 to all other allied followers instead. Another buff card for Forestcraft. You could get some pretty neat OTKs with this, or if not OTKs, like huge burst damage at least, with your White Venaras and Craving Splendor and all. But I feel like the card itself is a bit low impact, and the Enhance 4 maybe is trying to replace an Elf Song, but you already have Lily for that. So I'm not super impressed with Lila Arborist, but maybe somebody can find a spot for it to get some crazy damage combos off. But the fact that it's a conditional with the at least 4 attack here, plus the fact that it's a pretty weak tempo body that doesn't give you additional resources like Water Fairy does, makes me a little more skeptical, I think. But not bad. I feel like it could be used in some interesting applications. It's just that the conditional makes me think that it's not meant to be universally good. It's meant to be used for those specific combos in mind. Moving on, got the Portalcraft Legendary here, Dine Master Swordsman, 5.35 Rush. Fanfare, deal 1 damage to all enemies if the total cost of allied artifact cards destroyed during this match is at least 20, deal 5 damage instead. Total cost! That's kind of interesting. Hopefully it'll show in the tooltip what it's currently at, because that's going to be a lot of math otherwise. I'm sure it does. It's a pretty solid card. 5.35 Rush with an AoE effect, even though it's quite light like this. That's already pretty freaking good, I think. And this additional effect seems like it's kind of hard to get off. You need to destroy quite a few pretty big artifacts, unless you're like doing it off of prime artifacts. That seems really slow though. But just as a 5.35 follower with Rush that does this AoE effect, seems solid. The additional effect though seems just like gravy on top. But if you can actually build around it, that's a great effect to have, that's for sure. Yeah, good card on paper. We'll see if the archetypes support it, but I'm a fan of this one. God Sent Stride, 2 play point spell for Swordcraft. Give +1 defense, rush, and bane to an allied follower. I think this is pretty low impact as a card in your deck. Like on paper, it seems like an okay spell. I think with the rotation of Starforge Legends, we're losing enough draw that you can't really justify running this right now, though. Relinquish Reason, give 2 attack to all Bloodcraft followers in your hand. Then if Vengeance is active for you, give +2 attack to all Bloodcraft followers in your deck. Well, that's one way to support a hand buff Bloodcraft. Not a whole great payoff in this archetype just yet. I feel like that's definitely something that might come with the mini expansion. And if hand buff Bloodcraft does become a thing, this could become a piece to achieve your goals more easily. It's always hard to judge these cards because they feel like they're building towards an archetype that doesn't exist yet. And without knowing the ecosystem that exists around it, I can't really give a really accurate judgment on whether or not it's going to turn out okay. But this seems kind of like a tempo loss, maybe too big of a tempo loss, unless they get a huge payoff card for buffing their hand. Which, other than the Salome card, which is really more controlling than any big finisher, not really seeing it so far. Moving along, Reyna, Evolution's Herald. 7.66, give another unevolved allied follower the ability to evolve for 0 evolution points. Not bad. Pretty good in take 2, I think. I mean, not the greatest option. Feels like it's just mediocre. In a constructed especially, probably a little too slow. Not the biggest fan, especially since you can't target itself with this, so if you don't have anything else on the board, they can clear your stuff, and then this becomes just a really clunky follower to play. So, not a big fan of this. Mediocre, like really mediocre in constructed, I feel like, and not even that great in take 2, although not bad either. Righteous Dragoon, 3/2/3. Put a Dragon Wings or a Dragon's Handspur into your hand. Dragon Wings being 2 play point, deal 1 damage to all followers, I believe, and Dragon's Handspur being 4 play point, deal 3 damage if Overflow is active for you, draw a card. Something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Not a bad card. Seems more like a take 2 card than a constructed card, though. If you're on turn 7 in Overflow, you could Righteous Dragoon immediately into Dragon's Handspur, which is not too bad. Yeah, it's alright. I feel like Dragon has way too many good things to afford running Righteous Dragoon, though. There's not a whole lot rotates out of their deck, unless you're counting Singer. I don't think Righteous Dragoon is necessarily a replacement for Singer, but yeah. It's an okay card on paper, but I think it gets sort of bullied out of playability right now. Zebet, Lady of the Flies, 4/4/4 for Shadow. Enhance 7, randomly summon one of the following. The Lord of the Flies stuff and 2 others. Enhance 10, summon 2 more. And then Evolve, also summon 1. And the 2 others is Vengeful Mantis, 4/4/4. Whenever another allied follower is destroyed, gain +1 attack. And Veiled Shutterfly, 4/4/3 Ambush. I mean, on Evolve, it's pretty sick, too, because you don't have to wait for 7. You could just get the 4/4 body plus another 4/4, potentially, so you can, like, I think on average, more stats than you would otherwise. Split over 2 bodies. Not a bad card. Lots of board flood in this, lots of value, and the flexibility is really nice. So, seems great. Yeah, I mean, all the options are good, too, right? I think what balances this is the randomness of it. Like, you might not get what you need in the situations that you need it, so you can't be as consistent as you'd like to be, I suppose. But it just seems kind of like a cheaper, more flexible Lord of the Flies. It doesn't get the recurring pop, pop, pop effect like Lord of the Flies does. But a lot of the time when you slam Lord of the Flies, it just dies anyway. You know, that might be a problem. I think it's okay. It's got its downsides, but it's also got some major upside. I dig it. Oh, here we go. This one's a doozy. Prince of Cocytus, 9 play point 7/7, accelerate 3. Randomly put 4 different Cocytus cards into your deck. Fanfare, replace your deck with a Cocytus deck, which I believe is a 13-card deck, with 1 of each of the following. Astaroth's Reckoning, you should know pretty well by now. But then, there's also 12 other cards that are just absolutely bonkers. Let's go through them a little bit. A little bit quickly, I guess. There's not really a huge point in going through all of them bit by bit. They're all broken, so it's pretty easy to tell. 6/9/6. Fanfare, give the enemy leader the following effect. At the start of your turn, discard a random card from your hand. Pretty annoying, kind of slow though. Sign of Desire, 4/5/5. At your turn, destroy a random enemy follower. Store X defense to your leader, X equals the follower's attack. That's pretty crazy. Another more attrition-based one. 7/7/7. At the end of your turn, deal 7 damage to enemy leader. Evolve, deal 9. It's nuts. Scorpion of Greed. This one's insane, obviously. Look at that. Keyword soup. Incredible. 2/4/4. Recover 2 evolution points. Great. Vertical Hell Beast. This one could be a bit slow though, but it's great. Vertical Hell Beast. 8/8/8. Ward. Fanfare. Deal X damage to your leader. X equals the number of other followers in play, then destroy all other followers. Got a cheaper Bahamut with Ward, but also a downside. Good though. 3/4/4. Fanfare. Deal 4 damage to enemy follower. Evolve. Deal 6 damage to enemy follower. Nutty. Again, a little bit more of a less impactful one though. 5/5/5. Storm. Banish all enemy amulets. Alright then. Like, these are all nuts. This one, I think, is just crazy too. These couple No, well, these last two aren't so good. But these first two here, Infernal Gaze and Infernal Surge, are insane. 1 play point until the start of your next turn. Add 10 to the original cost of spells in your opponent's hand. Draw a card. Like, are you kidding me? Infernal Surge, draw 3 cards. Insane, because you're drawing into your other Cocytus cards. Unless you're accelerating the effect. Heavenfall, banish an enemy follower amulet, draw a card. That's also really good, actually. And Earthfall, probably one of the weaker ones. Destroy all non-neutral followers, but still a powerful effect. Again, what balances this is that you can't really control what you get out of the deck at first, because it's all one-ofs. If you get Infernal Surge, I think you basically just win the game. If you can set it up so that you have a lot of card draw in your hand, you win the game. Not sure what card draw you're gonna get. With Singer out, I guess you can put it in Dragon, and you could use the Disdain package to draw cards, but you kind of want that early on, right? So it's kind of a weird balance. The Accelerate effect also has really huge high roll potential, but again, that's a pretty big tempo loss, and you have no guarantee of drawing those cards from your deck either. In Rune, you can use Witch of Foresight to try and draw one of these crazier spells, as long as you don't get Reckoning. If you get, like, Surge, you probably win the game. So, yeah, really powerful card, with the caveat that you might not get what you want, and it's hard to control the result, and with the rotation of card draw, it's even harder. But has huge high roll potential. Not sure if I like it or hate it. I mean, I definitely like the idea of being able to play this and having fun high rolling my opponent. Not so much liking the idea of getting high rolled by the opponent, though. Moving along, though. Lina, Sister of Judgment, 6/4/5. For Havencraft's Fanfare, give +1/+2 to all of the other weakest allied followers in play. So you can't buff itself, I suppose, if it's the only one. Evolve, destroy all strongest enemy followers in play. Which basically means that if they're allied followers that are tied for weakest, and if they're enemy followers that are tied for strongest, it'll affect all of them. That's pretty interesting. With Lina, you could try and line it up. You can Lina it up. They're buffing a bunch of, say, 0 or 1 or 2 attack followers. And the evolve effect is just pretty strong, though. Not super effective against Poseidon, I guess. I mean, you destroy the Poseidon body, but the guards are still up. I don't know. It's on an evolved turn, which is nuts, I think. Doesn't get any stats, but that effect is great. I think this card is really strong, especially in like a more tempo-y Havencraft, which seems to be a direction that Altersphere is allowing Havencraft to more go into. I'm excited for this one. I want to see the applications here. I think it has the potential to be good. It does occupy the same slot as De La Fie, though, which might be a bit of a problem. Same stat line, too. No, but I think it's cool giving Havencraft more tools to play a different way, go more tempo-y, more mid-rangey, without relying on, you know, pings from Tenku Shrine and all. Cool. Wonder how this will affect Heavenly Knight at all. Probably not. I think this is more for, like, a new type of Havencraft deck, which is exciting. Viola, Duchess of Dolls, 3/3. Whenever an allied puppet comes into play, give it +2 defense. Seems really bad. Why are you doing that? I guess you could combo it with Rukina and have durable puppets, but you're just doing a lot of work for 1/3s, right? I guess. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this is one where I could be wrong on it, and it could just be good if somebody figures out that this plus Rukina plus puppets is just a good combo. But for me, it just feels like you're doing a lot of work for not a lot of payoff at the moment. Yeah. Forgotten Sanctuary, Fanfare and Last Words for Havencraft, summon a Barong. Really amazing. Barong 5/4, can't be targeted by spells and effects, and ward, I believe. So you're playing 5 and you're already getting 1 right off the bat, then you're getting another when this pops. Just great. It's just great. Zealot of Repose, 4.01. And if your turn, if this follower didn't attack this turn, destroy all enemy followers with 2 defense or less. This one's actually pretty cool. Can line it up with your other trades, and then this is like just an instant 4-play point board clear. It is kind of situational though, right? Like you have to be able to line up, and if your opponent goes taller, kind of useless. This seems a bit situational now that I think about it. At first I was like, that's pretty awesome. You could make clever trades and then get Zealot of Repose to pop. And I'm sure that will happen. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sold on this. I think it's really good against aggro decks, though. So, if you're going defensive and they try and flood you really early, you just Zealot of Repose. Like, imagine this against Forest, right? It's great. if they haven't, you know, buffed themselves to high heaven with Lily and Arborist and all. Okay, I've talked myself into it. I think this card's all right. Situationally very good, but in the situations where it's bad, it's very bad because it's a 0/1 for 4. He's like a tech card, which I think probably won't see a lot of play, since a lot of the time just going with your own game plan is better than teching against your bad matchups, but has its uses. Moving along, this is broken. Carbuncle Immortal Jewel. It's busted. 4.22. Fanfare put 4 Carbuncle Sparkles into your deck. Evolve, restore 2 defense to your leader, recover 2 play points, accelerate 2. Draw a card. Put a Carbuncle Sparkle into your deck. Sparkle is the 1 play point, restore 1 defense to your leader, recover 1 evolution point, draw a card. What is this? This is just insane. It's like infinite fuel, infinite resources to go a long game. It's nuts. Hopefully you don't just get blown out by a DFB or an Ant Sorcery, but this is just basically free refill cantrips forever, and then you win forever. Let's see if Forestcraft can put up a strong enough front to go against those combo decks. I'm pretty sure they can, because they got a lot of buff stuff and they got a lot of aggressive tools, and they got Yggdrasil for sustain. Now they have this for resources. So yeah, I was trying to play devil's advocate for a second there, say, oh, this card might not be great, yeah, but it's good. Let's be real, it's really good. It's really, really good. Moving on. Wild Flame Dragon, 8/6/8. Destroy all damage enemy followers. It's a big stick that seems really, really situational. You could really, if you wanted to, play that 3 play point follower that gives you a Glacial Dragon, then play that into Wild Flame. That seems like a wild ride, but nah, probably not going to be super good in rotation this one. Don't expect it to be. Sneer of Disdain is not bad though, but you need to play. I think you need to pay the 4 play point enhance, right, to get it to damage everything. Yeah. They can't combo with this. This seems like not that good. Ward of Unkilling. 3 play points, countdown 1 for Forest. Fanfare, draw 2 cards. Until this amulet leaves play, your leader cannot receive more than 5 damage at a time. Well, it's 3 play point, draw 2 cards, and prevent a combo for Forest. It's good, especially since Singer's rotating out, so very good card, I think. Forest getting a lot of love. Hey, it's my 2 boys. Hastewing Dragon, Newton, Violet Dragon. You already know what I think of these. Watch my card reveal. Dance of Usurpation. Deal 2 damage to all enemy followers for sword. Randomly put 2 loot into your hand. Swordcraft getting board clear. And one-sided board clear as well. Scary. It's really scary. I think this card is probably going to be good. Power Forge. 2 play point card. But then again, it's also a 5 cost deal 2. It's a bit pricey. And I think it should be, because Swordcraft shouldn't get these board clears for free. Otherwise, they just do a lot of things really, really well. I mean, I say that, but I'm a Dragon main, and Dragon is already doing a lot of things really, really well, so maybe that's not really a great point, but I'm glad that they're trying to keep Swordcraft's AoE kind of light, because that seems like the identity that they've tried to establish with this class, so. But yeah, this seems solid. Power Forge, 2 play point card for Dragoncraft. Deal X damage to an enemy follower equal to the attack of the strongest allied follower in play. Hand 7 for dealing damage. Summon a dragon. Really not that bad. With Enhanced 7, it's doing at least 5, if you don't have anything better. But you could play this with an Ozzy on 10, get through a ward and go through, so you don't have to set up Phylene turns and get through weird wards or what have you. Okay card, I think. Okay card. It's another one of those that I think, I'm tripping over my words. I'm tired. It's 9 p.m. and I'm still jet lagged a little bit. I'm not jet lagged, because I only flew from Indonesia, but I'm tired of flying, I guess. My excuse. What I was gonna say is that this is one of those cards that feels like it gets worse with the lack of card draw coming into the new expansion, or at least the perceived lack of card draw. We'll see how it actually shakes out and what the meta looks like. Of course, I'm just mostly judging this based on my preconceived notions, given what the meta is like right now. But I feel like without a lot of draw, this gets weaker. The good thing is that this does have the flexibility of that Enhanced 7 in case you can't make really clever plays with it. You could at least have that fallback option. So I think this Enhanced 7 kind of pushes it over the edge to being pretty alright. If not, I would be kind of sus about it. Because there'd be spots where it was just really bad. But here at least you have the fallback option. Sonata of Silence, draw a card for 1. Shadowcraft, remove all effects from an allied follower, except changes to its attack or defense. Enhance 4, remove all effects from all followers instead. That's pretty interesting. You're silencing your own follower, which is kind of rough in Shadowcraft given the amount of persistent effects and last words that Shadowcraft has. But I think Sonata Silence is still just amazing. It's a 1 play point draw card. You know, you just run Insight. If you can, you run Insight. So, gonna enable more combo-y Shadowcraft decks probably, as they just try and draw through their deck to get their hinterland cools off or what have you. And I feel like you could probably play around this effect pretty well. It's not that difficult, right? You can find an okay target for it. Probably. Like, there are a lot of last words, but you can kind of pick and choose, I think. It's just good. The enhanced 4 makes it a little bit less flexible, but at the same time, it also helps you get through enemy wards or what have you, if you're going to do some wombo combo. Or just disable persistent enemy threats. Also okay. Although I do think that the enhanced 4, while it does have that use case, is still probably too much of a high price to pay for not impacting the your side of the board that much in terms of your presence. But yeah, just a 1 play point draw card. It's good. Hopefully it enables more combo decks for Shadowcraft that aren't just mid-range. That I would like to see. I think we're getting near the end here. Blazing Lion Admiral, the Swordcraft Commander, legendary, 7.45. He has a great mustache. Rush, Invocation, at the start of your turn, if 15 or more allied followers have been destroyed during this match, put this card from your deck into play. Whenever this follower attacks, leave all other allied followers +1/+1. More support for buffing your tokens, Swordcraft, which is nice. Calling back to the days of Sage Commander and all. And seems pretty cool. Like, you can play this with the Soldier's Vow card as well. Maybe try and pull out a nice officer. Not sure what officers are on 7, actually, now that I think about it. I'm just trying to think of the use cases here. Because you play this with Soldier's Vow, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to have a board to buff with this effect. 7.145 Rush, not the greatest in the world, clearly. But if you can set up your board so that this buff effect becomes powerful, I think this card is going to be really impactful. Like, you just play a bunch of tokens or... I mean, Swordcraft is really good at flooding their board all the time anyway. And this is going to mean that against Swordcraft, your board clears are going to probably be more precious and rationed out, and you have to use them to play around stuff like this more, potentially, if this sees play. That Invocation is also pretty sick, because if you're going into a longer game, this will basically just always come out. 15 or more is quite a lot, though. So... we'll see how that shakes out. I feel like a lot of cards that have been being revealed right now for Altersphere, are aimed towards more attrition-based games, which I'm pretty excited about. Like the new Prince of Cocytus and all that. Longer, more control win cons and combos that end the game straight up on turn 8, 9, 10. Hopefully the direction of the game slows down a little bit. And this is a good indicator of things to come, but we'll have to see. I think it's a bit too early to tell. But this card is solid, man. I think it's got potential for sure. Yeah. I'm just thinking if it has a really good target for Soldier's Vow. Because then this would be pretty sick. But the Invocation's pretty alright too, depending on how slow the metagame is. +1/+1 is huge. If it was just attack, I feel like I would be a lot more harsh on this card, but we've seen how great adding defense is to get over flash points of removal, and just getting your board to be more survivable, going to the next turn, which means you get even more damage in, and you win. So, I feel like if you can't stop the Swordcraft board by turn 7, this guy's gonna stop your face, and out of the game, and then you top left. So, there you go. Elios Loyal Dragoon, Dragoncraft Silver, 8/4/7, Storm. The start of your opponent's turn, and this follower has been damaged. Restore 2 defense to this follower and gain ward. I think it's a bit too slow, frankly. 8/4/7 Storm. It's like, why would you play this over Ozzy, right? Like, Ozzy is like an 8/6/8. So it has a defensive option. If you run this in to something as a defensive option, you can get a bigger reward out of it. But then why not just play Poseidon, right? I don't know. I feel like this is just worse than both options you could and should already be running in Dragoncraft right now. Fortune's Font. Hey, it's the fountain from Isunia. That's cool. 4 play point, countdown 3. At the end of your turn, draw a card. There's the card draw. quite heavy, though, honestly. It's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy at 4. But combo decks might just want to run it. Veridic Discovery, 3-point spell for Rune. Summon a Clay Golem, give +1 attack to all allied Clay Golems. Earthright, put a Veridic Ritual in your hand. That's okay. Okay. Interesting support for Earthright cards. More tempo based, so you just get a 3/2. If you get a circle from your knowledge, then you can kind of snowball, but that's kind of high rolling. A little bit. That Verdict Ritual, though. You could also get if you get a Clay Golem out of Lab, then you play this. That's really high rolling, though. You're playing that 50-50 game. That's kind of fun. And you also get the Verdict Ritual after that. I think it's a solid card. Hopefully that helps Earthright a little bit. I doubt that it's going to push it into meta or anything, but I think the pieces are starting to come together. Alright, I think this is it. Yep, after this is just a bunch of the announcements. This is the final few here. Devil Raider, 2-1/3 ward, fanfare, enhance 7, gain +4/+4. If Vengeance is active for you, gain +5/+5 instead. 2-1/3 ward is okay. The enhance 7 it's pretty heavy for just a big body. I feel like this is not that great. It's not as good as Spider Web Imp, not by a long shot. The 3 to 4 threshold is so huge, especially with this expansion. Lots of 2-3 damage being printed, and even Selwyn being buffed to 2-3 damage. Deal 3 damage. I said 3 damage. Like my brain mashed the 2 words together. So yeah, I don't think Devil Raider is all that good. Manifestation of Repose, 4-point spell. Put 3 different cards that cost 2 play points from your deck. Or 2 play points or less from your deck into your hand. That's kind of fun. Like if you're playing like a aggro Haven, and then you just play this to refuel. That's kind of funny. I like that. Or you could try and tutor your draw cards, like Wind Bear or Important Amulets and such. This is pretty bad if you're running City of Gold, though. I feel like this is more like a tempo kind of thing. You just play early game and you use this to refuel your hand when you really run out of fuel coming into the later game. Yeah. Tutoring pieces, maybe for a combo, but again, like drawing a City of Gold, not great. If you don't run City of Gold, not sure what combos you're pulling off with this. I feel like this is just a refuel card. Cool though. Again, it's kind of pricey. I mean, you are drawing 3 for 4. That's not too bad, but like, in terms of the impact you have on the board, I feel like it could be a little slow. So, again, let's go slower. It looks like the cards are skewing us towards a slower direction. I mean, I wouldn't, place a firm bet on it just yet, not seeing the mini expansion, what's happening in the next set. But I'm excited. Hopefully this is the direction that we're going. Because I feel like we haven't seen that in a while. Kiss of Lust, 1 play point, deal 2 damage to an enemy follower, restore 1 defense to both leaders. I mean, I don't think it's that good. It doesn't proc your self damage. Pretty low impact card. Not great. War Dog. The last card is the War Dog, for real? Okay. 3/3/3, enhance 6, deal 3 damage to the enemy leader. Well, seems pretty low impact. 3/3/3, again, this tight line is becoming more normal. And now I'm kind of seeing why, because this feels like it wouldn't be played even with a 3/3/3 stat line and an enhanced 6 aggressive effect, because it just seems like not doing a whole lot at either play point cost that you can play it at. Alright, well there you go. That's it for the card reveals. Finally, got that one out in time, because the expansion is literally coming out tomorrow morning. So tune in tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming my card pack opening plus experimenting with decks early on my Twitch. So stay tuned for that. Probably sometime around tomorrow morning. But that's it for me for now. Let me know what you think of what these cards in the comments down below. Was I right? Was I wrong? What are your thoughts? I'd love to know. That's it for this video. Like it if you did, done if you didn't. Subscribe for more Shadowverse content in the very near future. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons, patreon.com/Ignideus. If you'd like to support the channel as well, I would highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.